Horror Lies.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Body Bags. I'm MikeyFish Horror, and I'm your Friday host. Yeah, dudes, today I'm going to do a movie called John. Yeah, it's a little dark, but yeah, John. This movie right here actually was written and directed by a good friend of mine, William Instone, who is making the movie that I'm actually going to be a part of right now called Butcher's Bluff. We start shooting pretty soon. And this right here was his first movie he ever did. He had no idea about film, and he made a feature for his first film debut. It was a feature film, and this was the movie called John. So yeah, I just picked this up at a HorrorCon this past week. A little bit about John. It's about this dude named John, and when he's little, he has this imaginary friend that kind of tells him to do all this bad stuff. And his imaginary friend's name is Blackie. It's actually played by William Instone. He's like this big dude, long black hair, and like wears all black clothing. And he just kind of like is his imaginary friend and whatnot. And his mom is worried about him, and she takes him to this shrink, and he ends up getting him to where he's what's the word? Sorry, let me fix this real quick. He ends up getting it to where he can fix that and get rid of his imaginary friend. So he does that. Flash forward to present day, and now John's all grown up, and he's just kind of like he works on computers and whatnot, and he's kind of having this, he has problems with the ladies. He can't get any women and whatnot. He goes to like the bar scenes and whatnot. Can never pick up women, and he's just kind of depressed and whatnot, and just not feeling anything. And one day he hooks up with this guy, actually, but he knows it's a guy. The guy's dressed as a woman, and I don't know what that's called in my head right now. I can't figure it out. But anyways, he does that, and he ends up, really regretting doing that. And when he regrets it and gets this really dark feeling inside of him, his imaginary friend Blackie comes back and talks to him and gets him to kill him and whatnot. He doesn't really recognize Blackie, but he remembers him for some reason, but he's already gotten rid of the whole thought of Blackie and whatnot because of the shrink and whatnot. So now everything is back, and he's now telling him to kill people. And so yeah, that's pretty much your story. It's a imaginary friend telling someone what to do, and they do it. And it's not good. It's very dark and messed up, right? Don't tell him to do very bad things. My thoughts on this film. William Instone, I'm actually very excited about working with this guy, because if this is his first film, he was telling me about it. He said this was his first film he ever did, first thing to ever do with film, and he had to learn as he went, and he had never done anything prior to that. This is really like a good job, like a very good first attempt for a film. I'm not just saying that because he's my buddy. I've seen a lot of bad movies. It was shot, very low budget and whatnot, but you can see that he knows what he's doing with the camera, and he knows how to direct, and editing's fine. There's not like anything bad. I was just watching another movie that had a much bigger budget than this, and like the editing was trash. The audio was trash. The audio in this wasn't that bad. The filming wasn't bad. Like, obviously, he didn't have any money. I think he said he made it for like $4,000. So he didn't have anything. And this was early. When was this? Maybe like 2000. Maybe like 2011 or so. So, about 10 years ago, almost, and whatnot. So the cameras, they were all right, but they weren't great. Especially for what he had. He just didn't have it. He'd never done anything with film, so he didn't know anything about it. So that being said, this is really well done for what it was. He has people like Bill Johnson's in it, which is the Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Part 2. He's also going to be in Butcher's Bluff. He had Lloyd Kaufman in a small part of this. Lloyd Kaufman's actually playing... He's still goofy as always. And he's always goofy no matter what. But it's not as, like, whoa out there, I mean, it is very out there, but, he plays a little bit more of a straightforward character in this. I think he's his dad in it. I can't really remember. But, yeah, really well done for what it was. And, I feel like if this wasn't his first film and he had been doing it for a while, it may have been like, okay, that was a little bit whatever. But knowing that he had never done any type of film and he just wanted to and made this, It's a really good job. I think he told me it took him a few years to make this and whatnot, due to scheduling and whatnot. But yeah, dude, really cool movie right here. Not a ton of blood, but the blood they do have actually looks really good. There's a scene where he hits that person in the head, the one that he hooks up with. Well, they give him a blowjob, but the one he gets a blowjob from, he ends up hitting her in the head. And the blood that's coming out of the head on the ground looks really good. It's real dark. I know that William Instone has been working with special effects and whatnot, so he knows what he's doing there, which is awesome. And yeah, it's just really cool. This actually, the cool thing about this is I picked this up from him. It's the last one he ever, like, this is the last DVD in existence of that film. So that's really cool that I got this. I'm really excited about that. Yeah, dudes. John, it's definitely worth checking out if you could ever find it. I don't know if you ever could. He may have some discs available. I don't know if he has any covers, like cases, but he might have some discs available. If you ever want to hit him up, hit up William Instone and see if he has any. Maybe he'll mail them out to you or whatever. But definitely check it out if you can ever find it. This is a lot of fun. But yeah, dude, I'm excited to work with him. If y'all haven't heard yet, Butcher's Bluff, I'm going to be one of the main characters in this film. They ended up raising, they only wanted $10,000 on Indiegogo. They ended up raising $41,000, so it's an actual, you know, good budget horror film for what it is. And it's about a killer with a hog mask that he made himself. And yeah, he's just throwing it back to the 80s slashers. A lot of dumb college kids going out and getting slaughtered. What more could you ask for in horror? A bunch of boobs, too. Heck yeah, dudes. But yeah, John, if I had to rate it, I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. It's a good story. It's a fun, solid story. Pretty well done with the acting and whatnot. William's actually a pretty good actor. Everything was really well done in it. It was a lot of fun. Definitely check it out, man. It's a good little, like, psychological, like, low budget. I wouldn't say slasher because it's not a slasher, but, you know, just almost like a serial killer film, but not really at the same. You know what I'm talking about. Watch the movie if you can. It's gonna be hard to find, I'm sure, but if you're able to find it, watch it. A lot of fun. Yeah, that's John. Jon, not John. Yeah, John. Messed up there. But anyways, yeah, dudes, check it out if you can. Anyways, guys, I am MikeyFish Horror, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Later, dudes.